Welcome to JMO with Josh and Joe. It is Tuesday, October 4th. And Joe, where do we start? Where do we start?
with this weekend?
Yeah, there's been so much that happened in sports. And honestly, the weird thing is most of it didn't even happen on the field. Well, a lot of it happened on the field, but there was a lot that didn't happen on the field too.
Yes, excellent point. Excellent point there. There could have been like a drama reality TV show with like just sports this weekend.
Starring Antonio Brown. Clowntonio Brown. Clowntonio Brown strikes again. It was nice. He'd been out of the media for a little bit, and like I'm not like, I wouldn't say I'm a fan of his antics, but I love talking about it.
I mean, it's good content.
It's great. It starts off with him just literally putting his bare ass in some poor lady's face in the middle of a pool. Like, it didn't, like, I don't know if it was obviously, it's probably unsolicited, but you got a phone call, Joe?
Yeah, people trying to get me.
It seemed a little, it wasn't like it was completely unsolicited, but it wasn't like she was asking for it, right? Like, he just stuck his bare ass in some random lady's face.
Yeah, she was giving that like chuckle, like she was like, it's right. Funny, but like maybe that's not. I don't know.
You might have crossed the line a little bit,
like a little bit, but she wasn't sure if he did or not, or if like she enjoyed it, or it was. She was very contemplative on everything.
She could have just been shocked that like some random dude put his ass in her face.
That's very true. It could have been a state of shock.
Yeah, if like I was just sitting there chilling in a pool and some naked girl just came up and put her ass in my face, I'd be a little shell shocked. Like I'd just be like, I don't know what to do. Like this is completely out of the blue. So yeah. It started with that, and then the I don't even know how to begin with this one. The Giselle drama, which I mean, which is kind of a shit move on Antonio Brown's part. Well, obviously this is all shit because he's a fucking psychopath, but. Like, Tom Brady was his last friend. I think he just he gets off on everybody hating him.
Yeah, he does. And that might have been like a childhood thing that just got, carried over into his adulthood. But, yeah, I don't know. You really have
just intensified with the more money he got.
Yeah. I'm waiting for the documentary. I'm waiting for the AB documentary on his life.
Oh, God.
Netflix is going to score big with that.
Yeah, well, it's gonna be. I mean, he's there right now. They're collecting all the content right now. Like the story's not done. The story we're getting into the climax. If anything, we still got like the whole this whole scene.
Well, I mean, he's going on to evolving from his football career to his rapping career now.
Yeah. If he's like Le'Veon Bell, he's just gonna suck though. A lot of those sports guys they just need to just stick with sports and leave the rapping to the rappers.
Put that shit on is a little catchy.
Is it?
It's okay. A little catchy. He's even got a dance that goes with it. A lot of the football players have been doing it as an end zone celebration. I'd give it a listen.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. Well, speaking of end zone celebrations, this is a nice segue. Again, we said this last week. Stop with the gritty. Y'all killed it. It's done. Did you see Zach Wilson's?
Yep.
Zach Wilson's was atrocious. Like, just stop.
Yeah, it's the white people.
Oh, yeah, I know. Speaking of Zach Wilson, is he licking his chops or is he licking his chops now that like Giselle and Tom Brady are getting a divorce?
Oh gosh, I didn't even think about that.
He is. Zach Wilson is salivating. He has white foam coming out of his mouth, just waiting to pounce.
Anytime there's a cougar on the prowl,
but this one's the cougar of all cougars. This is the mother cougar. This is the mother cougar. Yeah, this is the one that if you score this one, like you can pretty much die in peace. Like that's it. You can't get any better.
I mean, that's the thing. I mean, if you score this one, then you're set for life.
Right. Yeah.
I mean, if I'm thinking, if the numbers add up the way that they've been saying it is, Tom Brady's going to score more out of this divorce than Giselle is.
That's if they didn't sign a prenup. Which, if you're rich and you're a celebrity and you don't sign a prenup, then
you're an idiot.
Yes, you're an idiot. Because I mean. Yeah, Yeah, there's just take a look at the statistics on celebrity marriages.
Look, I am all for true love. I'm all for, everlasting love with, your significant other. But the numbers don't lie.
Numbers don't lie. And, you'd be like, okay, you have your exceptions. Danny DeVito, him and his wife, one of the few exceptions. They've been married for 30-something years.
Yep.
Exception, not the rule, okay? Now, with this being said, the rumors about Tom and Giselle getting in fights and stuff were true, obviously. Giselle wanted him to retire, and Tom did, and then was like, "No, I'm going back."
Yeah,
and
it was all rumors at this point.
That pissed her off, and
yes.
That whole story was true.
Yes, yeah. So all the rumors now are turning into fact. What we were thinking, what we saw from the field, on the field from Tom Brady, all of his frustrations and all the tablets broken.
Yep.
So,
this is all making a lot of sense.
Yes.
I get it. We'll see. Do you think that this is going to help Tom get better or worse? Because you know how a lot of athletes, when they go, and a lot of people when they go through divorces, especially one where they've been married, they've been married 13 years or something.
Something in that ballpark.
Yeah,
it was quite some time. They've got quite a few kids, and
right. They've been married for quite some time. Most of the time, those athletes, you could see a steep decline, after they get after they get done with divorces.
Yeah, I have another take for you. And it sucks because I don't want to have this take, but I just can't really explain it any other way. But Tom Brady's never leaving the NFL now.
Yeah.
Why would he leave the NFL?
That is true.
He's not going back to his wife and kids.
Right. That's
So now he's just going to continue and play football all the rest of his life.
The rest of his life. He's got nobody telling him he can't.
Yes.
Do you think he's going to get better?
Oh,
because I think he actually might get better. I think this might fuel him.
I mean, if let's put it this way, he's running out of things to motivate him. I mean, when you get to that on that pedestal, there's not really much. I mean, we talked about it on, what was it, last episode or one episode about Michael Jordan creating new ways to motivate him.
Yeah.
This could be it.
That's true. I don't want to find out because he's still in the NFC South, even though the Saints are actually good. We get fucked. Anyways, We'll get to that game.
So put a future on Buccaneers?
Maybe. I don't know. That might be the move. Ooh, I'm about to download the sportsbook apps again. So I'm gonna be back, baby.
That didn't last long.
Aaron Judge was on everybody's TV. That was fun. Not.
I was about to say, was it?
No. We knew the game was on. We have every streaming service we want. If we really wanted to watch it, we could have watched it. We didn't. Nobody wanted to see that.
Yeah, but I mean, the good news. There is good news out of this though, with the Aaron Judge situation.
What, that he hit 62 already?
He hit 62.
Yeah. Okay. Good.
So now we're not waiting for him to break Roger Maris's record. I don't even know if I pronounced that right.
Yeah, Roger Maris. But it doesn't. I just don't understand. It's not that big of a deal. Barry Bonds he hit 11 more than what he has now.
Yeah, he's not even number one.
No, he's not even cool. No, he's number 6 or something like that. I don't know. Did you see the pitch? The pitch was right down the middle of the plate. It was almost like they were all right, let's just fucking get this over with.
Get it over out of the way.
Yeah.
I like all the different rule changes people were coming up with. I thought it was cool. I thought it was good for the game. Kind of explore it a little bit as far as, because fans were getting frustrated about how, everybody was trying to pitch around them.
Right.
And I think the best one I heard was if you walk somebody, they get first base. If you walk them a second time, they get second base. If they walk them a third time, you get third base. And if you get a fourth time,
so if they walk them a third time, they'll get to third base. And if they already have 2 people on base, those 2 people score. I don't mind that rule.
I was about to say it's not a bad rule. It's pretty simplistic. It's not something overly complicated, but at the same time, it will prevent people from pitching around these guys.
Yeah, that's true. Then it'll make it easier for them, but Barry Bonds got intentionally walked. millions of times.
Exactly.
And he still put up 73 home runs. So
But we'll get
He's
to
the
see
best.
these great home run hitters
I guess
continue to hit home
yeah,
runs.
Yeah, okay. That's good for baseball. That's
Good for baseball.
But yeah, so now we won't have to be subjected to watching Aaron Judge. Let's see. You got anything else before we get into the games?
I think that about covers it, right?
This was
The week of elusive quarterbacks, dude. It seemed like all the quarterbacks were just getting away from people in the backfield. It was
incredible.
all right. Let's start with the Monday night game. The Rams versus 49ers. Rams lost 9-24. This is I think the Super Bowl hangover is real, but I also think that like the 49ers are for real. Like their defense is very good. Honestly, it was like if it ain't broke, don't fix it type thing. They tried to make it better with Trey Lance. Now they're back to being the fucking 49ers. They're back to winning. Jimmy G wins.
Yeah, Jimmy G wins. That's he's not one to light up the box score. He just wins.
Yeah. Oh, and they have my new favorite player, Talanoa Hufanga.
Ooh, that's a name game right there.
Talanoa Hufanga.
It's a game to actually pronounce his name.
Yes. But here's the thing: he's the new Troy Polamalu. He's the guy that had that pick six or whatever. He's got the hair.
He's got the hair.
He looks like him.
He roams around the field.
He just is ball hawk.
Yep.
Now all we need is for him to just time snaps perfectly to where he can jump over offensive linemen and tackle the running back or tackle the quarterback.
In time, that develops.
He needs to talk. Oh, also, man, get sponsored by Head and Shoulders.
I was about to say, yep. Prime opportunity for Head and Shoulders right
Absolutely. Dude, Deebo Samuel is just a fucking monster. Did that catch that he had? I'm not going to be describing this correctly, but it was like 50-something yards or something like that. He caught it over the cornerback, broke a tackle. Jalen Ramsey missed him, and then he ran it in for the touchdown.
Yeah, I mean, it's just a man among boys on that play.
But he looks big. Like he looks like not like big. He does look big, but like he kind of looks like chubby a little bit. And he can still run with that amount of speed.
Yeah, it's honestly he's one of those guys that just doesn't look like he's the best athlete that doesn't look like an athlete.
Yeah, he doesn't look very athletic at all.
No,
but he's an absolute freak.
Yeah,
it's like there's a few like multi-purpose, and by multi-purpose I mean like there's a few wide receivers that can play running back like him, and it's one of them's Cordell Patterson, and that's about it.
Well, and I think that's probably I wouldn't be surprised if he purposely did that as far as putting weight on, because when you're going between the tackles like that, you get a lot of hits, so you've got to be able to have like some sort of mass to be able to absorb that.
Yeah.
So it makes sense, but when he's running on the field, it just doesn't look like he's the best athlete out there, but he ends up being the best athlete out there.
I agree. I think the 49ers might they might look like playoff team. Like, I'm not going to say NFC Championship just yet, but I mean they've been there.
It's easy to get caught up with it, but we do have to remember that Shanahan just owns McVay.
That's true.
He owns McVay. He's riding a 7-game winning streak against Sean McVay.
7 games.
Yes.
I didn't know that. That's awesome.
So like he just basically owns him.
Gotcha.
I love this matchup, because it's like the matchup of best play designs. Both coaches have these just awesome play designs.
Yes.
Like whenever, the Rams did a fake pitch to the running back with an end around, it was so smooth.
They're both geniuses.
And they're just offensive geniuses.
Geniuses. It's fun to watch them.
Yeah.
And then they just put a shit ton of talent on defense so that they don't have to worry about it.
Right?
Yeah.
That seems to be the strategy from anybody from the Kyle Shanahan or Mike Shanahan tree.
Yeah.
Is like just load up your defense so you don't have to worry about it, and then just be creative on the offense.
Exactly.
You got anything else on this?
Cooper Kupp, 19 targets, 14 receptions, 122 yards.
I had that written down.
I mean, Matthew Stafford does have to realize he does have other options besides Cooper Kupp and Calvin Johnson on teams.
I don't think Matt, like when he was in Detroit, he would toss it up to it would be nothing for Calvin Johnson to average 15 targets a game.
Yeah.
Nothing. Like that. I mean, but the thing was, like, Calvin Johnson, he was double teamed half the time, and he still he always had a safety spying on him, and he still caught the ball. He was Megatron.
Yep. And then we did have a streaker.
Oh, dude.
We had the streaker.
How much does Bobby Wagner hate streakers?
Bobby at Wagner hates streakers.
Now, was that a gender reveal thing, or was that because the guy's shirt said something about rescue.com? It didn't say something. It had something and then rescue.com.
Yeah, I was about to say there was somebody else that had a pink little thing. I don't know. Smoke bomb. As well. So there's something with a protest.
See, I'm gonna call that a gender reveal. That was the ultimate gender reveal. Now we can stop gender reveals.
Although I tell you what, Eli Manning in the Peyton and Eli broadcast, he called streakers out. He's like, man, they're not even what they used to be. Like, if you're gonna be a streaker, take your clothes off.
Take your clothes off, yeah, man. Like, if you paint something, all right, paint your cause on your bare ass. Then we'll start talking. Then I might start looking into your cause.
Yeah.
But if you just keep putting it on your shirt and then gluing yourself to shit and letting out pink smoke bombs, I'm not interested. Yeah. I'm honestly from now on, the only thing I'm interested in is watching you get absolutely pummeled by a giant NFL linebacker.
Yep.
That's all I want now.
Yeah, but now for that guy, his streaking career is over. I mean, you can't survive a hit like that from Bobby Wagner with no pads.
No pads. No, he's probably hospitalized. He might die. We might be hearing about his funeral. You got anything else in this one?
Nope.
It was like it wasn't that. I mean, it was kind of a fun game. I for a Monday night game, it wasn't the greatest, but it was kind of fun. The under hit. So yeah.
Always listen to Vegas.
65%
of people picked LA for the spread.
60. Oh.
And it still hit for 49ers.
49ers, yeah.
Yep.
I guess people didn't really know how to feel about the Niners with Jimmy G and stuff, but
I think there was two factors in this. We didn't really know much about the Kyle Shanahan owning McVay, and then also the offensive line was decimated for LA.
The offense. Oh, that's right.
They were throwing third string guys in there.
Mm-hmm. All right. Well, I'm looking forward to the next game. The next game is going to be in San Francisco, right? Or was that in San Francisco?
That was in San Francisco.
Okay, the next one's going to be in LA. All
yep.
right, cool. Let's go to the next game. Chiefs versus Bucks. Chiefs are really good.
I mean, let's put it this way: in that game, yes,
Patrick Mahomes is phenomenal. He's literally just a cheat code. He's just like a dad that's playing with his kids. Who was it? Yeah, Chris Collinsworth. He was trolling. He trolled the fuck out of the Bucks defense because he was like, "Yeah, it looks like a dad playing around with their kids, and their kids are trying to tackle him, but they just can't."
He called the whole Bucks defense little boys.
Little boys, he wasn't wrong. That's what I'm talking about. This is one of those quarterbacks that were just elusive that they couldn't fucking tackle.
Yeah, they had one play that was a 3rd and 1 where he almost got sacked, but he flipped it over to Juju Smith.
Yep.
And then there was the other one that everybody knows. It was the spin flip.
Yep. Then the little toss to Clyde Edwards-Helaire.
Yep.
That was awesome. That was pretty cool.
Yeah.
I thoroughly enjoyed that. He had the wherewithal, the self-awareness to know where the line of scrimmage was and everything after doing all of that.
Mm-hmm.
It was awesome. That was number 1 on the ESPN top 10.
That's what people look for in running quarterbacks. That's why there's so much of the craze with getting running quarterbacks at this point with NFL and offenses or just football offenses in general. Mm-hmm. Is plays like that.
Do you think that Tampa Bay has just got bad vibes right now? Like with all, you think it starts with Tom Brady and they're just like bad vibes? Because it just seems like they seem like they're just pissed off. Like they're not playing with like that. The defense isn't playing with that fire that they used to. I don't know. It just seemed like the vibes were off. And I think it might have something to do with Tom Brady being distracted at work.
I wouldn't necessarily reflect this as for the defense. in general, because the Bucks defense have been actually playing really, really good up until this point. But I do like the vibe thing, because the vibe is off with them, because with the talent that they have, they still have Super Bowl caliber talent on that team.
Oh, sure, for sure.
I mean,
I know they've had some injuries, but still, they still have enough talent all across the board.
I mean, just think about their wide receiver core. Like if everybody's healthy, it's literally Chris Godwin, Mike Evans, Julio Jones, Russell Gage, all as a wide receiver core.
Right. You can just throw your hand in a hat and pick out one.
I mean, barring but I was gonna say even maybe aside from the Randy Moss, but even then, I don't think he had as much depth as he had in wide receiver at any point of his career.
In 0 point of his career has he had this much talent around him at wide receiver. That's why he was so great, because he just made people he used Wes Welker, Julian Edelman, those types of people, and he utilized them perfectly.
Yeah,
like him and Bill Belichick together. Dude, the 10-point differential doesn't do it justice. The Chiefs dominated.
Dude,
from the opening kickoff that they fumbled.
It was all gas, no brakes for the Chiefs.
It was unreal. It was a great fucking game. If you're a Chiefs fan, if you're a Bucks fan, did Tom Brady break a tablet?
I don't think so, but they only ran the ball 6 times, and he threw it 52 times.
I don't know. Do you think he calls the plays?
I don't know. I think he has
or Todd Bowles.
No, if it wouldn't be Todd Bowles, it would be Byron Leftwich. I think he has a collaborative thing with Byron Leftwich. I don't think it's completely one side or the other, but I think it's a pretty collaborative. He's worked pretty well with Byron Leftwich.
So they're on the same page.
They're on the same page.
Okay. Yeah. Well, Chiefs are very good. Do you have anything else?
As far as I guess talking about or going back from earlier, best play designs, Andy Reid definitely shows he's the king. He's the king of best play designs. Or let's put it this way, he's probably the godfather.
The godfather.
That's right. Whereas Sean McVay, those guys are the new, up-and-comers, but the godfathers of brilliant play calling. What was it? He had Noah Gray come in under center for that touchdown run, where he had Patrick Mahomes just looking off to the side.
It's also nice when you have that kind of talent on your team, though. Too.
I mean, all eyes are on Mahomes,
right? So you can design plays like that, and they'll work. If you had Jacoby Brissett under center, there's no way that play works.
Yeah, and then he had the other one where it was a play action, fake to the running back, then pump fake to the flat with a streak going down the sideline. That was an awesome play as well. Just brilliance by Andy Reid. And Patrick Mahomes.
He's a very, very, very smart guy. So like you said, he's the godfather of play calling. I think you and I were talking the other day. Mahomes might be the king right now of the no-look pass.
Okay.
But I think we were talking Matt Stafford.
Matt Stafford's
the godfather.
He's the godfather of that.
He started that.
Yes. Yeah. Mahomes is king right now. He's got his reign, but the godfather, the innovator, that was definitely Matthew Stafford.
Okay, cool.
He had another one during this game. He constantly does it.
Yeah, he does it all the fucking time. He was just in Detroit, so it wasn't like all eyes weren't on him. He wasn't flashy about it and everything. So yeah, you got anything else?
That's about it.
All right, let's go to the Broncos Raiders. Let's spend as minimal amount of time on this as we can. Javonte Williams going out is tough on the Broncos.
That is tough.
It doesn't help that Russ doesn't look. He's not terrible, but he doesn't look great.
Not the greatest. I think we got some stats with him and Geno Smith now at this point of the season.
Do you want to go there? Oh, I was going to save it, but wait, let's go there right now.
I think so.
Let's go. All right, so through 4 games this season, Geno Smith is 102 for 132. That's 77.3%. For 1,037 passes, 6 touchdowns, 2 interceptions. That's I forgot the passer rating. It's 100 passer rating. Yeah, 100 point something passer rating.
Not bad.
Not bad. Russ Wilson, 80 for 131. He has one less pass attempt than Geno Smith in over 20 less completions. 80 of 131, 61.1%, 980 passing yards, 4 touchdowns, 1 interception. I guess Pete Carroll was right when he said he had 2 QB1s.
He had 2 QB1s.
And Russ Wilson, remind me how much he's getting paid?
That would be $256 million.
You know how much Geno Smith's contract is for?
$568K.
Well, no, that is true. No, you're not wrong.
I'm not wrong?
It's $3.5 million, but
okay.
In the grand scheme of things, it's
probably
pretty much.
Probably per year?
Probably, yeah. We'll go with that. Wild. Geno Smith, we all thought he wrote back. He still ain't wrote back.
He still ain't right
back. I think he just forgot. He just made himself forget how to write.
Yeah.
That's probably what it was. So he can never write back.
Nope.
So
crazy stat.
I know. It's
like Denver fans are just like, oh, they don't want to ride no more. They jumped off of that whatever ride that Russ Wilson's been on. It's tough.
Yep. We're still waiting on them to be elite.
Yeah. So Josh Jacobs, I didn't realize this, but I guess he owns Denver.
Oh, is that the thing? He had a breakout game.
He did have a breakout game, but apparently this happens quite often against Denver. I wasn't aware of this.
Does he have a vendetta against Denver or something?
I don't. Maybe they passed on him in the draft and he got pissed off about it.
There's some internal conflict going on with him in Denver right now.
Probably. So an announcer said something that I never heard of before. He called. Oh, I forget who it was. I think it was Cordell Sutton. It was in reference to Cordell Sutton, and he said he's as quick as a hiccup.
Quick as a hiccup?
As a hiccup.
Like just a hiccup in general?
Just
or how quick a
hiccup
hits you? Or
I'm guessing just like a hiccup in general, because you know how it's like...
Yeah.
So it's quick. I just never heard that before. I didn't know that was an expression.
And maybe that was a hiccup by him.
He might have... Oh, okay.
That was a hiccup from the commentating standpoint.
As quick as a hiccup. So, yeah, I thought that was interesting.
Was he having a hiccup as he was saying it?
So that's why he thought about it?
Maybe.
He might have. I don't know.
Then that would have been brilliance on him of covering up his hiccup by saying hiccup.
Yeah. Nope, that's probably it. Because, no, I did not watch this game. I just watched the highlights.
Why would anybody?
Honestly, this is a fantasy game. You watched it only for fantasy purposes.
Yep.
The Raiders look pretty good, but they're not back. I'm not ready to say that they're back. They did get some things going. So if they beat the Chiefs, then we can have the conversations about Raiders being back.
Yeah, it's all about the little wins right now for them.
Little wins. So I think they play the Chiefs next week on Monday night or something. And yeah, I'm ready to. If they beat the Chiefs, I'm ready to say they're back.
They playing in the Death Star?
I think it might be an Arrowhead. Did you call the Roomba the Death Star?
Yes.
It's a Roomba.
Oh, it's a Roomba? Okay.
Have you seen that stadium?
Yeah.
It looks like a giant Roomba.
Well, they were also calling it the Death Star.
Death Star is kind of cooler.
It's probably more of a fan favorite name, but the everybody else who's other teams are fans of other teams, it's better to call it Roomba.
It's a Roomba. They're just sweeping up all of Las Vegas.
Nice.
You got anything else?
That's it.
All right. Next one is the Patriots versus Green Bay.
I think that was the only overtime game we had.
Probably the biggest surprise as well.
With the Patriots?
Yes.
Dude, they are excited. They are very excited because Bailey Zappi he looked pretty good.
Yeah, they trotted out the family affair there. So they brought Mac Jones' dad, Brian Hoyer. Obviously he's the dad, he's old. Mm-hmm. And then they've trotted out his little brother, Billy Zapp. It's all just little Mac Jones.
They're all just Mac Jones. One's an older Mac Jones, one's younger Mac Jones, and then one's Mac Jones.
Yes.
That's it. There's certain quarterbacks, man, in the NFL. They're two different quarterbacks, obviously, but they're the same people to me. Like Jacoby Brissett and Teddy Bridgewater.
Same people.
Same people. They're the same guy. I think that like they just kind of switch out. Like one will play for Miami for a little bit, and the other one will play for Cleveland.
Yep.
And then they'll switch, but nobody will never know.
There's also a lot of Kirk Cousins out there.
There's a lot of Kirk Cousins, correct? Yeah. There's, you're not wrong. I think there might be some people who are more Kirk Cousins than Kirk Cousins himself.
Yes.
I think Carson Wentz is being a very, very Kirk Cousins right now.
Yeah, he's Kirk Cousining Kirk Cousins.
Yes. All right, let's get to the game. I guess it was kind of boring, but it was like a win for Green Bay, and like we said, a win for the Patriots.
Yes.
Like they look good. They didn't look bad at all, and they played against a Green Bay team that has got a great defense, and they're kind of finding their rhythm offensively. I think like Lazard and Romeo Doubs is kind of like becoming the 1-2 punch for Aaron Rodgers.
Yep.
Like, and then Aaron Jones and A.J. Dillon are two forces that like. You got one that's like a speedster that can catch, and then you got A.J. Dillon, like in Aaron Jones, and then you got A.J. Dillon who you could just run over you.
It's a typical lightning and thunder situation back there.
Oh, yeah, lightning and thunder. That's a good one.
Yep.
That's a great one. That's what we should call them, lightning and thunder.
Yeah.
Or thunder and lightning. Which one should go first?
Probably thunder and
Thunder
lightning.
and lightning.
It's mostly said thunder and lightning.
All right, I love it. That's what we're gonna call them. What did you think of this game?
I think the Pats' defense should get the most of the credit for this because
should they get? I mean, well, they should definitely get credit, but should the blame be put on Bill Belichick for his play calling in the second half? Like he playing way too conservatively.
Well, I mean, you got your third string quarterback in there. I don't know how much more you can actually do.
You play to win the game. He was 10 of 15 for 99 yards and a tutty. Like, I don't know. I don't know. If you really want to win the game, I think you play a little less conservative. I understand, like, Bailey Zappi's the third string and he's a young rookie, but I don't know.
He also kind of looked like a little hobbit out there. I'm not gonna lie.
Really?
Bailey Zapp, he kind of looked like a little hobbit out there, running around.
Is he short?
He looks short. Let's put it that way. I don't know.
Kyler Murray short?
He kind of looks Kyler Murray short. He's actually actually still like 6'1". He's not bad, but just for some reason, I guess the way the pads are and what the type of jersey he was wearing, it was like a very oversized jersey. I just couldn't help to think, like, of the scene in The Hobbit where, Bilbo Baggins is running around these stone trolls and they're trying to catch him, and he's just, not fast, but just kind of scrambling around. But yeah, no.
Oh yeah, that's funny. I haven't thought about that in a while. Yeah, Bailey Zappi is 6'1", so that means he's probably 6 foot.
Yes.
And I guess when you're standing around, I don't know.
He's also got a little stockier build too for a quarterback.
Okay.
So I don't know. It just looked like that's what it reminded me of when he was trying to scramble out the pocket, because he wasn't fast. He wasn't very fast at all.
Oh, okay.
And he was just kind of running around these big giants trying to catch him.
Gotcha. Yeah. I mean that's pretty much all I had.
The Packers, like, even though they gave up 24 points, the defense the defense is especially that front seven is they're going to be a problem for people.
Oh yeah, absolutely.
They're going to definitely be a problem. Then you got their secondary might be the best part.
Yeah.
So,
yeah, Green Bay definitely to win the NFC North and going to the NFC Championship game. Where they go from there is up to Aaron Rodgers. So I'm going to stick with that take.
I think it's a good one.
What else you got?
That's about it.
Okay.
This next game, the Patriots lose to Green Bay 24-7 in OT. The next couple of games, remember how we were talking about last week? We're just going to, there's certain games that we're just going to, kind of skim through.
And just gloss over.
Gloss over a little bit, maybe say one or two things, maybe one word.
Maybe something nice, maybe something mean. Who knows?
Yeah. These next two games, we're just going to, kind of gloss over it. So the first one's going to be the Cardinals versus the Panthers. Cardinals beat the Panthers 26-16. Hey, Christian McCaffrey's still not hurt.
He's still not hurt. That is true.
He did Christian McCaffrey things. He didn't run for very much, but he still got 9 catches for 81 yards.
Not bad. But The thing I took from this game was that nobody wanted to convert it on fourth down.
No.
It was like combined 1 to 5.
Yeah.
And there was like multiple 4th and 1s and 4th and inches
Right.
that they just couldn't convert.
I guess the defenses was stepping up.
Just fucking with the algorithm.
They were fucking with the algorithm.
Brandon Staley's gonna hate them. Brandon Staley, big algorithm guy.
Dude, man, like this. So the stats, like the more you go for it, the more they're gonna change the stats. So like the analytics are constantly gonna be changing. You can't figure out the analytics. That's why going like I think analytics has a place, but it's not 100. You can't do it 100% of the time.
Well, it changes. It has to change every year.
It has to change.
So
good job, Cardinals. Panthers suck. The Panthers are really bad.
They suck.
and yeah, it seems like the Cardinals kind of got a little bit back on track, but
not really. I don't know because they both suck. So.
Yep, this probably just sent Matt Rule back to the college level.
Back to college, yeah, for sure.
Look, they can't be dominant in all phases. I mean,
yeah, but here's the thing. I think some coaches like Matt Rule and obviously Nick Saban, they're just built for college because you motivate the kids a lot differently than. So what I've noticed in the locker rooms. Brian Kelly is really good at it because I was listening to him fire up the crowd or the LSU team. But it's like, yeah, sure, you want to motivate people in the NFL, but you really try to motivate people in college. Mm-hmm. It's more like the pregame, like you go through like all the plays and the plan that y'all want to execute, but it's like the pregame like. The coach is responsible for that pregame motivation. Mm-hmm. Now, with the coaching in the NFL, it's more of like basically communicating the game plan to them.
Yes.
That's all. That's what you do. Yeah, you can kind of fire them up a little bit, but like the most important part of the head coach in the NFL is to make sure that the whole team's on the same page. Then you get your captain to pump up the team.
Yes.
So that's what I've noticed is a little bit different. Like some coaches, I think they're the teachers, and that's what you need in college. Coaches that are like Bill Belichick, they're the boss.
Yeah,
and that's what the NFL. That's what you need to be an NFL coach.
Yeah, because think about it. If you were talking to a professional player who's been playing the game of football for 20-something years,
that's all that guy knows.
And you're trying to tell him like how to block, like key fundamentals on trying to block and like just like little nitsy stuff like how to catch a ball. It's like no,
he's gonna tell you to fuck off.
Yeah, he's gonna be like, I've been doing this for years. So how do you think I got here?
Exactly.
Like
I get paid more than you. Shut the fuck up and sit down.
Right? So, exactly.
But that's true. Like you're dealing with the guy with a giant ego. It's a completely different animal you're dealing with here. And some I think it's like with Matt Rule.
Yeah.
He's just not. He's built for he's the teacher. He's not a boss.
Yep. So, I agree.
All right,
cool. Got that figured out.
Good talk.
All right, let's go on to the Chargers.
Unless you have anything else on that game?
Nope.
Let's go on to Chargers Texans. This is another one I want to just skim through because
Yep.
The Chargers will let anybody come back, but they won't let anybody beat them. They were up 27-7 at one point in the game.
It really wasn't like big. It wasn't as close as the score indicated, and it was a 10-point differential.
But it was a 10-point differential a 10-point finish with a 21-point feel.
Yeah,
that's the only way I can really describe it.
Yeah, I guess the only thing I have on this, I don't know if it was blocked or anything. It didn't look like it was blocked, but this was probably one of the first attempt for field goal attempt for Texans was awful.
It was atrocious.
The field goal posts were that way, and it went that way.
You can't even say it came off your foot wrong. You just you
just got to reevaluate your career.
Yeah, you're just like. Here's the thing with Texans. I heard this somewhere. I can't remember where I heard it, but it brought to light. At this point, it's too early in the season for any fan base to really be thinking about this. But you can always look forward to the draft.
Always look forward to the draft.
Again, you shouldn't be doing this 4 games into the season. That's pretty bad. Mm-hmm. But that's always there for Texans fans.
that's always there for Texans fans.
Yep. There's always next season.
There's always next season. You got the draft. You got 2 really, really good quarterbacks coming out of this draft. So we'll see. I don't know. There's always wide receiver talent.
Yep. There's always wide receiver talent. Well, better luck next year.
All right. You got anything else?
Let's just give a quick shout out to Damian Pierce, who actually had a nice, who is the bright spot. Probably should be the one that they should build around. 14 carries, 131 yards, and touchdown.
Yeah, it's just tough to build around a running back.
Yeah, because
it's easier to build around a quarterback. I mean, for obvious reasons, but
they last longer too.
That they do. That's true. They're more of the captain of the team. They're the most important position in all of sports. Yeah, it's easier to build around a good quarterback. Now, I'm not saying you don't you can have a serviceable quarterback with a great team and go pretty far. Jimmy G is a prime example of that.
Yeah.
He's not a great quarterback. He's a serviceable quarterback.
Well, and building around a running back nowadays, one of the only examples you can really find right now is Derrick Henry.
Derrick Henry. The Cowboys tried to do that with Zeke, and you see how that worked out.
Yeah, didn't pan out so well.
Derrick Henry is one of the few. Jonathan Taylor. He might be. I mean, Christian McCaffrey. And then you got to always worry about them getting hurt. And so, yeah, it's not a great idea.
Yep.
But, yeah, good job. That's one of the bright spot in the Texans game. Let's get to the Bills-Ravens. Great fucking game. Great fucking game. I love both of these quarterbacks. Love both of these. And the thing is, there's going to be more of this just for years and years to come.
Yeah. You talk about the Houdini in the pocket, both of these quarterbacks, Lamar Jackson and Josh Allen, both were just scrambling around, getting away from pressure.
Did you see when Lamar Jackson, he escaped 3 or 4 defensive linemen? There was 3 or 4 defensive linemen that looked like it was a Houdini effect. He looked like he was about to get swallowed.
Yep.
And then somehow threw it, tipped off of Mark Andrews' hand and then into, who was it, Duvernay?
Duvernay, yeah.
Yeah, because Duvernay's hand.
Was Mark Andrews went over a defender to try to get it and got it tipped off, and then
it was the wildest play I think I've seen all weekend. Minus maybe that Patrick Mahomes flipped to Clyde Edwards-Helaire. I would even if I was doing top 10 ESPN top 10 plays, I probably would have put the Lamar Jackson number 1 and the Clyde Edwards-Helaire catch, the Mahomes throw to Clyde Edwards-Helaire 2.
Yeah.
They had him switched around. I just thought that the Lamar Jackson play was so fucking impressive because he looked like he was about to get pounced on.
Yeah. And honestly, this game was just full of bad looking plays that just turned up good. Mm-hmm. Josh Allen had a low snap that he had to had to grab and then end up making a QB sneak for almost 5 yards.
I know. Yeah. I know this is gonna be beating a dead horse because everybody says it, but he needs to learn how to slide. That man takes way too many hits.
Yep.
Holy shit! Every time he goes in head first, I'm like, oh god, don't get hurt.
Cam Newton has proved that you can be the biggest, best athlete, and still it will still take a wear and tear on you in the NFL.
It'll take a toll. It'll take a toll. And Cam Newton's Superman.
Yeah,
he's massive. That touchdown before the half for the Bills, I think, is the reason why they won.
I was thinking the exact same thing.
That was it. When you get a team that can score right at the end of the half.
I mean, because it was 20-3 at that point,
yep.
And then it's shoot, what is it? You can kind of consider that as a 14-point swing. Because otherwise, or let's put it this way, maybe not a 14-point swing.
It was like a 10-point swing almost. Because it's not, obviously it's just 7 points, but 20-3 looks atrocious. 20-10, you're in it.
Yeah, and 20-6, I mean, it's all right, but it's not 20-10. That's a momentum changer.
Yes, you're right. You're absolutely right. 20-10 looks way better than 20-6 should. It just. There's really not that big of a difference, but the look-wise, it looks atrocious.
Yeah.
There's a huge difference. Let's see. So
had some drama at the end on this.
Yeah,
one.
I was just about to talk about the end because I don't agree with the John Harbaugh call.
Yeah, I know that was tough.
I don't everybody's like, oh yeah, it was. I mean, that's a classic John Harbaugh move. I
I don't know if it was what analytics should have happened. I get that, but this is different. Usually the times when he goes for it, it's not this late in the game, and if it is, it's usually to basically, like, I don't know. It's weird. It's weird because he's got such a great kicker.
Well, my thing is this. You also have to. It's very circumstantial, I think, which I think what the analytics gets wrong is that they don't take into account like circumstances. Whereas this one was 20-3. You hadn't scored since the first half. And like
right, they didn't score at all.
No,
in the second half.
So like you got to take the points.
Yeah, you
at that
put
point.
Points on the board.
I mean, if your offense had been scoring like ridiculously amount, maybe had a lot of momentum at this point of the game, yeah, then you go for it. That's typically what Andy Reid does whenever it's like they have like a lot of like their offense is flying and they can't be stopped. It's like, all right, let's go for it on fourth. The chances are pretty high considering how we're playing. Going for it on fourth, trying to get a touchdown just because you're scared of Josh Allen. That's playing scared.
Yeah, that's the definition. Like, I think he even admitted it, right? He was like, he didn't want to see Josh Allen do a game-winning drive. Like,
yeah.
Well, okay. If I'm this defense, that's gotta feel not that great.
Yeah, I mean it's deflating because now basically you're. As a defensive game plan, especially as a defensive coordinator, you are planning on, hey, we're playing prevent. Don't give up the big play. Don't give up the touchdown. Hey, if they get a field goal, hey, fine, they can tie it. Or hey, we'll try to block that field goal. But a field goal to win it, I mean, shoot.
Right. Field goal to win, it's easy.
Yeah.
You just get that bitch in field goal position.
And then they had the other drama at the end where Baltimore was actually supposed to let them score. But half of the defense actually didn't recognize or did not realize that was the play call. Because I don't know if you saw it correctly, but
oh yeah.
What was
they had more, so that they could at least have time on the clock.
So they could at least have time on the clock and go for Lamar Jackson to maybe tie it. And Marcus Peters got pissed. He got pissed because there was one guy, I forgot who made the tackle, but you saw half the players just kind of pushing Devin Singletary around just to act like they were actually playing, but half of them did not get that message because somebody made that tackle and they were able to get the first down, drop the time all the way, and kick a game-winning field goal.
Yep. I remember that. I didn't know that was what was going on, but that makes complete sense now.
Yeah.
Okay, if you put yourself in that situation, dude, you're every fiber in your being is built to kill. So you want to destroy the man with the football.
Yep.
As a defensive player, that's basically what you're born to do. Mm-hmm. And when somebody tells you, "Hey, don't tackle this guy, let him score," it doesn't register. So it doesn't register correctly. So I kind of don't blame him. Like I think instincts just kicked in.
Instincts. That was all.
That's all that was. Like and then Marcus Peters got in his face, and he's like, "Oh my God, what did I do?"
Yeah.
Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, so I don't blame the guy. He was
probably blacked out during that time.
Yeah, I wouldn't, dude. That's the thing. I wouldn't be surprised at how many players just. You know how you can people black out during a fight? Mm-hmm. Like they just get they get rage, and they they see red.
Yep.
Pretty much. I wouldn't be surprised if the NFL players they black out on some plays.
Yeah, I would.
Because it's that violent of a sport.
Yep.
But this was a great game. Looking forward to more of these. They did have some rain, so that always throws a wrench into things with the outdoor stadiums. But it was still fun game. You got anything
absolutely.
else?
No, I'm good on that.
Okay. Bills beat the Ravens 23-20. Let's get to another drama-filled game. Jets versus Steelers. It was kind of a fun game. It actually was kind of fun. As bad as these two teams supposedly are, it was kind of fun. We got to see Kenny Pickett.
We got to see Zach Wilson again.
Yes, we got to see Zach Wilson. That was fun.
Yep.
He led a fourth quarter comeback, or he led a comeback, right? He had because they were down, I thought.
Yeah, Zach Wilson.
Yeah, Zach Wilson.
He let a comeback.
Yeah. And Kenny Pickett, he was perfect today.
He was perfect?
Yes. Because the ball never touched the ground.
Oh, okay.
The ball never touched the ground. Now, granted, he was 10 for 13 with 3 interceptions, but I like to look at the bright side. I'm a positive thinker here.
I like you. I like your thinking.
Yeah.
I mean, somebody caught it.
He had 2 rushing touchdowns too, and I honestly like how because he got put in at the beginning of the second half, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. They said they benched Mr. Trubisky. I like how Tomlin just let him throw. Like that was great to see. Like I love that trusting like your young quarterback, unlike the Bears. And just letting him throw it, letting him sling the ball. It was nice.
Yeah, and slinging he did because I mean he was throwing some back shoulder fades on these guys, and that's no easy throws.
No, right. All right. This is my most exciting thing. I think him and George Pickens are just gonna be fucking electric together.
Yep.
Dude,
Yep.
that's gonna be that combo is gonna be like the fucking Breakfast Club with Matt Stafford and Cooper Kupp.
It was.
It might even be better.
It was budding and before our eyes during that game.
Dude,
you could see it.
What if it ends up being like the 07 Brady and Randy Moss combo? That would be fucking dope.
I mean, George Pickens has that type of talent.
Dude, he does have that type of talent. I don't know. It's not Randy Moss caliber because I don't think there's any. I think he's the most talented wide receiver of all time. Maybe Calvin Johnson, maybe Jerry Rice, maybe Larry Fitzgerald, but like it was just there was something different about Randy Moss.
Yeah, there was.
It was built different.
He was built different, but yeah. And the thing is if Pickett has that much trust in him right now, just think has they developed more chemistry with each other.
Oh, absolutely.
Honestly, I thought the Steelers kind of had more new life whenever Pickett came in. Honestly, I see it as a different team now.
Yeah, absolutely. Maybe if they had more time, like if he had, if they put him in, at the beginning of the second quarter, maybe things might have shaped out a little different. I mean, now credit to the Jets, obviously. Are they calling it? They're calling it. I think they're calling it the New York Special now.
The New York Special.
Yeah, you know how the Philly Special.
Oh, the Philly Special.
They did that in 2018. Well, the Jets did it Sunday.
Yep. And that's where we got the Zach Wilson gritty.
Yeah, exactly. It was atrocious. Made me want to scratch my eyeballs out. But is it the New York Special now? You never know.
You got anything else?
I think that's about it.
Yeah, dude. I'm pretty. Here's the thing. I think if the Steelers have T.J. Watt, they win this game. Plain and simple.
I was just about to say, the offense is a new team and it has like new life with Pickett. The defense is a totally different team with T.J. Watt.
Do we know how long T.J. Watt's out for?
Probably too long.
Too long? Oh, that sucks.
Anytime's too long.
That is true, especially after the season he had last year. Mm-hmm. You got anything else in that game?
Nope.
All right, let's get to the Jaguars versus Eagles. Maybe we overreacted, or at least I overreacted to Trevor Lawrence being elite.
Jaguars were almost big time. Almost.
Well, okay. This is another rain game. So
I was about to say.
It's so difficult to judge from the rain game because he could not hold on to the ball.
Dude, nobody could hold on to the ball.
He could not. But the Jags had 5 turnovers. Mm-hmm. Like you can't expect to win the game, and so the fact that there was a 1-possession game at the end of at the end of regulation with 5 turnovers, I think that says a lot about the Jaguars.
Yeah,
and maybe a little more about the Eagles, maybe not being as good as people think. Maybe.
Who called that?
Maybe they're frauds. I don't know. We'll see. Yeah, it was a weird take by me, but whatever. I'm gonna roll with it. I'm gonna zig while everybody else zags. I think the Jags just kind of gave the Eagles this game. I don't really have much to talk about.
Well, also another thing that the weather influenced was the roughing the kicker on that field goal.
Yeah,
that ended up
true.
turning a field goal into a touchdown.
Yep. And they won by 4 points. So.
Yep.
Or no, I'm sorry. They won by 8.
But more than that, but
it's it's a big turning point because a touchdown creates way more momentum than a field goal.
Oh, absolutely.
You can feel it. Any sports fan knows. You don't even have to be on the field. You kick a field goal versus a touchdown. It's the difference between you popping a boner like you took a Viagra and getting a little chub.
Yeah,
exactly. It's easy.
But
what else you got on this?
That was about it.
Yeah, most of these games were
They had some good games, but most of them weren't that great.
Yeah.
This is another one of those games. Bears Giants. I guess say something nice. Giants are 3-1, best start since 2011. I mean, they don't have a quarterback, unless they should sign Chad Powers.
Chad Powers?
Yeah, and Eli Manning should have to get in his makeup every single game. He has to look like Chad Powers every game.
I completely agree with that.
I mean, come on, you know Eli's like thinking about it,
and he's got to be listed on the roster as 26 years old.
Yeah,
and somewhere has to be his 40 time of 5.49.
5.49. Yes, 20 years old with a 5.49, 40.
But hey, also
you want to say something nice about the Bears? Justin Fields threw the ball more than 20 times.
Yeah,
he had 11 completions,
and he threw for over 150 yards.
Wow, that's an improvement. That's
gonna be small baby steps.
Baby steps.
If you're the Giants, man, like this has been kind of exciting for the first 4 games. Like you have Saquon Barkley, who is still just he is pure Saquon Barkley form.
Yep.
It's so much fun to watch this guy play, and like your team's getting it done. Like I know they haven't played too many people, but like the team's getting it. They're 3-1. Like obviously you don't apologize for being 3-1.
No, absolutely not. No, I mean like you said, that's the biggest stat right there. The only stat that matters, 3-1.
3-1. I know people say you are what your record says you are. I don't believe that one bit because there are teams that get lucky and show their true colors later on in the season. But hey, I don't know. If you're a Giants fan, it's fun right now.
Yeah.
So Bears fan, not so much.
Nope. But
right,
I think that's about it I had on this game.
All right, Titans versus Colts.
Dude, so Derrick Henry catches balls now. This is like the second week in a row that he's had
more than four
or more completions. Or not completions, catches. So Derrick Henry be doing it all now.
I guess apparently.
I mean, he started slow, but now he's in full like Derrick Henry beast mode. Just tractor Cedo form.
Which I think is a little scary because normally it's like second half of the season, and we're not at that second half of the season yet. So yeah. So he usually turns it on the second half of the season.
This was the hard-nosed Titans, Mike Vrabel coach Titans that we were expecting at the beginning of the season.
Yep.
Like this was just smash mouth football. Derrick Henry was literally just bulldozing people.
I wanted to see this to be an old-fashioned running back face-off, but Jonathan Taylor just didn't live up to it. Or let's put it this way: the game plan was to stop Jonathan Taylor at all costs.
Make Matty Ice throw the ball.
Yeah,
which I mean is right. It was the right call. It's like Matty Ice is just not. It's just not. It's not working out. I think he's old, and like I think the Colts were a little more than just a quarterback away from being a championship team. Like it looked like that last year, but I don't know. They got to figure something out because they don't look very good. This is another one of those games where it was a touchdown game, but the Titans stomped the Colts.
Yeah, they were ahead. Can we talk about how this was a terrible TV game? And I'm sure it's great for watching it in the stadium, but you know those stadiums that have like the retractable roofs, and then like the sunlight comes in. Yeah, it is terrible for TV.
Oh yeah,
if you're like watching it, like the glare and everything is just terrible. But
that's why what's the owners of the Colts' name?
Jim Irsay.
Jim Irsay, yeah, he uses that to like. For his advantage.
Yeah, Matt Ryan's not accustomed to it yet.
No, not yet. Not at all. But no, I think Jim Irsay has like a little switch that he flips. And he's just like, do I feel it? What's the temperature? Sunlight? Glare? Yes. Glare is his best friend. But obviously, see, like Matty Ice, he's getting old. Vision may be failing him a little bit. That glare doesn't help him out at all. And he's not used to it for sure.
No.
But yeah, good job, Titans. Back on track. What you got?
I think the last thing, I got another name game with the tight end for what was it? I think it was tight end for Titans. Either Titans or the Colts. But Chig Okonkwo.
Chig Okonkwo. I think that's the Colts, right?
Actually, it is the Colts. Yeah, that's right.
Chig Okonkwo. Yeah.
Chig Okonkwo.
I love that name.
Yeah.
Add that to our DeBerkshire-Ferguson list.
DeBerkshire-Ferguson.
The DeBerkshire-Ferguson Award. Good deal.
Let's go to the Seahawks-Lions.
Dude, the Lions, they're the number one offense in the league.
They're also the number 32nd defense in the league.
They're also last in the league in defense. But again, I'm a positive guy, so I'm looking at their number one. They're entertaining to watch.
Yes, I guess Lions fans can tip their hats to, like, hey, at least it's not miserable football.
Yes.
It's like, yeah, I get it, we're still losing, but at the same time, it's fun to watch.
I mean, you put up 45 points.
Yeah.
Like that's 48 to 45. Come on, that's a fun game.
And they had a chance.
Yes, they did have a chance. T.J. Hawkinson had a phenomenal game.
I had an absolutely phenomenal
Monster game. That was fun to watch, right? Jared Goff's slinging the ball like LA wanted him to back in the day.
Honestly, this game literally had everything. I mean, it had a muff punt, it had a fake punt, it had a nice, good stiff arm, a pick six, two 300-yard passers, two 100-yard rushers, and a cart off the field for a bathroom break.
Did you see the clinch walk? He tweeted the clinch walk wouldn't have worked.
It would not have worked.
That was kind of funny. Like it had everybody freaking out because DK Metcalf was actually playing really well.
Yeah,
and they were just like, "What? He got carted off?" Like that's such a misleading, line. Like DK Metcalf carted off in the middle of the game. That sounds bad. Don't say that.
Yeah. But DK Metcalf, that shows that he loves football. He loves football because it's the exact equivalent of a little kid that loves playing but will not go to the bathroom.
Yep.
He will stay out there for as long as he can before actually having it, before it's like emergency case situation.
Or he just shits himself.
Yeah. So DK Metcalf loves playing football.
And it makes it a lot funnier that he wears the pacifier mouth guard.
Well, it's fitting now.
It's very fitting. So he just poops his pants because he's a little kid. DK Metcalf, officially a little kid.
Oh gosh,
that was kind of funny.
Yeah.
I laughed at that. Although, if he can't do the clinch, and he's on that golf cart, one bump and you're just releasing everything.
Yeah.
My theory is he did shit himself.
Oh, okay.
He did shit himself, and he couldn't walk there because he had a giant, big wet spot on his ass.
Good thing they weren't wearing white pants.
Right, but it's a dark spot on his butt.
Yeah, so I mean, it must have been a bad shit.
Yeah, I think he shit himself.
Okay,
that's my theory.
Yeah, it would make sense.
Yeah, so it was a fun game. It was like we talked about earlier. This wasn't the one Bobby Wagner. That was the Rams, but I always think Bobby Wagner's on the Seahawks. Like it's just he's a perpetual Seahawk to me.
Yeah.
But this was if you're watching this game, this is fantasy heaven.
Oh, absolutely.
This is fantasy football heaven. Because this is the only reason why. If you sat down and was like, all right, we have the Seahawks Lions game. Mm-hmm. Unless you're a fan of one of those two teams, there's no reason other than fantasy you would have been watching this game. And honestly, up until about last week or two, I wouldn't have wanted to watch this for fantasy or any other reason. Like if you would have told me like at the beginning of this season that this would be one of the highest scoring games of the entire year, I would have laughed at your face. I mean, if you would have told me this would have been a fun game to watch, I would have laughed at your face. But here we are. Yeah,
I mean, I started Jared Goff in my fantasy league,
Attaboy.
and I also started Detroit Lions, so it was good and bad. Or the Detroit Lions defense, so it was good and bad.
Why'd you start the Detroit Lions defense?
Well, I just thought the Seahawks was not a great offense.
Yeah, I gotcha. Well, I guess
you win some, you lose some.
You win some, you lose some, I guess. And Geno Smith is playing now. It's getting to the point where people are thinking about picking him up on their fantasy team.
That's crazy.
No one would have ever thought that.
I mean, just don't confuse him with Jim or Brissett.
Yeah.
Jacoby Brissett.
Geno Smith, Jacoby Brissett, Teddy Bridgewater.
Oh shit! I forgot that wasn't even the.
Yeah, that was.
They're all the same.
They're all the same. Okay. All right, so the Seahawks beat the Lions 48-45. Apparently, that was a scoregami too. That score had never been done before.
Really?
Yeah.
Okay.
All right, let's get to the next one. Commanders versus Cowboys. Let's go really quickly through this one because the commies are hot garbage.
Actually, that was one of my notes. Yeah, Commanders quit making teams look good.
Yeah. Oh, no, I think the Cowboys' defense is actually pretty good.
They're pretty good.
I think that Micah Parsons is a monster.
He is a monster.
I think their defense is actually not bad.
They're not bad.
But they did make Cooper Rush look pretty good when he's a serviceable quarterback.
Yeah.
He's that's just what he is. He's a backup quarterback that happens to be doing decently in a starting role. It's like I think it's like the Jacoby Brissett, the Teddy Bridgewaters. They have a shelf life. And it's in my opinion, it's about 6 games. 6 games, and then they're toast. People are going to figure them out, and they're just going to keep. They're just not going to be good.
As long as they come in and they don't have to put up like crazy stats. As long as they come in and they win, that's their job.
Mm-hmm. And they did, and people make a living off of this.
Yep.
But yeah, all right. Do you want to talk any more about that?
It also helps when CeeDee Lamb has 6 catches, 97 yards, and a tutty. That was a nice game.
He had a pretty good game.
Yep.
All right. Another one. Another game.
I had a couple of these.
The Browns versus Falcons. Chubb's still the man. Cleveland needs Deshaun. Like that shelf life for Jacoby Brissett, right? Yeah. Now you got me all confused. I'm all confused now. Yeah, that shelf life for Jacoby Brissett is expired.
Yep.
He's done.
Yep.
They need Deshaun back. I thought the shelf life was 6 games. I guess it was 4. So,
but another terrible TV game. They had the retractable roof. It wasn't as bad as the Colts, but still, just whenever that sun, you go from the shadow to the shade to the sunlight, it just the camera has to adjust. You don't even know where the ball's at.
Dude, that should be illegal.
I guess maybe. I don't know.
Whatever.
I'm also the type of person that every stadium should be a dome. I'm one of those guys.
Big dome guy.
Big dome guy.
I love getting domed. Oh yeah, I love domes too.
Yeah. It's just that they play. Everybody plays better. You get the peak performance out of every single person.
Yeah, no, that is true.
Peak performance in a dome. You got anything else?
Nope. But except for it sucked that Patterson got hurt during this game.
Yeah, it did. But I think he'll be back.
He'll be back.
All right, let's get to this fucking stupid ass goddamn game. So this is another one. Zero credit to the Minnesota Vikings for their win. They did not beat us. The refs beat us.
So refs are 2-0 right now.
Refs are 2-0 against the Saints right now. Yeah, and this should go down as a tie on the Vikings, and the Panthers should have a tie for last week. That call, hands to the face on Matthew, it wasn't the worst call of the game. It was bad. There was no hands to the face. It was atrocious.
No.
The worst call, one of the worst calls of all time.
Dude, it was so bad.
Pass interference on Marshawn Lattimore when he was actually turned towards the ball. And the reason why his face turned back away from the ball is because Adam Thielen's fucking hand grabbed the face mask and turned it that way.
Dude. I mean, it was blatant.
It was right there. Like, what? Someone has the Saints voodoo doll. Okay? Someone has our voodoo doll, and they are just... They might be a former... I don't know what it is, but they are just taking a needle and just shoving it up our ass. Mm-hmm. That voodoo doll, we are getting fucked so hard.
Yeah.
And I think it's a former ref, or it's a referee, a former ref. I don't know. They might have, he has some bad blood with the Saints or something. I don't know. Maybe, because like this has been going on since 2000 for a while now. It really it didn't really start in 2018, but it became prominent in 2018 with that Rams supposed to be pass interference call.
Yeah, no, it really has. I don't even. There's really no way to explain it, but it's obvious.
It is. It's obvious. And like I know people get sick and tired of hearing Saints fans complain about the refs. I don't give two fucks. I'm gonna continue to complain about the refs until we get treated fairly. Because I get it. They have missed calls in a lot of games, but it is so consistent with the Saints. It's more consistent with the Saints than any other team. And people are acknowledging it. They're finally starting to admit it. Like this fucking we get fucked all the goddamn time.
Yeah.
And what is some fuck shit always happen when we play the Vikings?
It's always something.
Always something with the fucking Vikings. Like what the fuck? We're both in the NFC, but like we're all the way across the country. It's not like we're close to each other. We're not when they're not in the same division. It's not like we have a lot of history. I mean, like 2009 was pretty crazy. Like, and we have the phantom tackle and like the other. Well, actually, we've developed history, but like before 2009, there wasn't really that much history.
No,
I mean, there was no bad blood.
You wouldn't consider us like rivals by any means.
Not even close. No. So like Now we are. Now I fucking hate the Vikings.
Yeah.
I can't fucking stand the Vikings.
Right.
They can go fuck themselves for all I care.
Mm-hmm.
I don't give a shit if you had Randy Moss. Fuck you.
Yeah.
Hate the fucking Vikings.
Yeah. That double doink, though, it's still ringing in my head.
Now I see what Bears fans feel like.
Yeah.
When Cody Parkey double doinked and they lost.
Yeah.
It's a sickening feeling because man, that kick looks so good. It
was clear. It was clear. If it didn't hit that first upright.
Oh yeah,
if it just like a slight breeze.
I think he had a cut like 3 or 4 more yards on that thing.
Yeah.
Because like it hits the pipe and like you see it go in. Mm-hmm. Like you see it go into the middle. So I'm like, yes, that's it. And then it bounces it bounces on the crossbar, and you're like,
it could still go either way at that point.
If you just think about it strictly from a physics perspective, all the momentum is going towards that way.
Yeah.
So you think bounce, it's got to go in. No. I've thought about it way too much.
You got to still give Will Lutz some credit.
Oh no, I do not. People are like, "Oh, that's a 61-yard field goal." You don't blame Will Lutz for that.
After he made a 60-yarder before that, like I mean, that would have been absolutely incredible if he made 2 60-yarders. I wonder if that's ever even been done.
That's a good question. 2 60-yarders, 60+ yarders in the game by a kicker. I don't know, but Will Lutz almost did it.
He almost did
it. There's zero blame to Will Lutz from that. It is all the fucking refs' fault. Again, no credit to the fucking Vikings. Y'all did not win that game.
No.
The refs won.
No.
I did see a Kirk Cousins stat that was just made me chuckle.
Okay, what's it?
Kirk Cousins, his career record is 60-60-2.
Wow. That couldn't be any more Kirk Cousins.
It's the most Kirk Cousins thing you've ever heard, right?
Yeah. I mean,
and you sprinkle the 2 ties in there.
I was about to say, because it's not just one tie. It wasn't just luck getting that tie. It's been twice he's already done it.
He's done it twice.
Jeez. It's
60 wins, 60 losses, and 2 ties.
Yeah. That's a Kirk Cousins stat.
It's beautiful. Because he's the most mediocre quarterback of all time. Like, he's not going to win you any... Like, the fact that the Vikings think that they're going to win a Super Bowl with Kirk Cousins is laughable.
It's cute.
It's cute. It's cute. Oh, y'all are adorable. Fuck the fucking Vikings. God damn it. Look, here's the thing. I think we might be the best 1-3 team out there.
I think so. I mean,
Andy Dalton played well. He did fine.
He didn't do bad.
No, he didn't do bad. He was a serviceable quarterback.
I mean, considering he got 2 of his best weapons out, Mike Thomas and Alvin Kamara.
Our stars have been, although Michael Thomas being out, shocker.
Mark Ingram was knocked out during that game too. So
Mark Ingram's old. It might be time for him to strap it up or like hang him up.
Yeah, I
don't want to see him because I love Mark Ingram. Now, Once you're like about 5 to 10 years, or not, like 5 to 6 years removed from college and being from Alabama. Once you're about 5 to 6 years removed, then I start to forget it. I don't forget that you went to Alabama, but I start to forget that I hated you out of Alabama.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So like it's gotten to a point where like I forgot I hated Mark Ingram, and now I kind of like Mark Ingram since he's been a great addition to the Saints. He loves New Orleans and stuff. So like that's fine.
Yeah. I don't know. It might be one of those things during the offseason. We might have to let go some of these people we keep hanging on to. I mean, we even called back Latavius Murray.
I know you saw that.
Yeah.
We just have. There's something to be said about South Louisiana. We have extreme brand loyalty.
Yes.
We are extremely loyal to those that we have put our trust in.
Yes.
Beforehand. So
and
like
we will hold on to them for way too long.
Dude, and this isn't just with football players. This is with every aspect of South Louisiana, whether it be our restaurants that we've had for years and years and years, whether it be our grocery stores. Like people will go out of their way to go to what's called a Rouse's. So like it would be like what would be an example? Like a Wegmans up in New Jersey. Like that's it's kind of like just specifically in that area. That's the way Rouse's grocery store is for Louisiana. And people will go out of their way to go to that just instead of going to like a Walmart or something else.
Yeah.
So yeah, we do need to kind of get rid of people. It's just hard. All right, you want to get to the last game?
Yeah, let's get to the last game.
Dude, Dolphins-Bengals, that whiteout was fucking badass.
Yeah, that was badass.
Dude, the jerseys, the helmets, the stadium, they need to do that once a year. Do they do that once a year? If they don't,
I think it was new this year. I think the white jerseys were new this year, so they did the white out that was new.
Okay.
Yeah,
that needs to happen at least once a year.
Yes,
and it's got to be you got to do it for a division game, man. You got to wait. You got to do it against like the Steelers or the Ravens or something.
Get the fans pumped up. Get the team pumped up. Yeah.
Oh yeah,
big time.
Absolutely.
So I guess let's dive into this Tua injury.
I know everybody got pissed off at the NFL, and like most of the people, if you don't, and like this is like most of the people on Twitter, they're trolls. They don't really know too much about the NFL. They just love drama and they love chaos. So they're gonna like they NFL got a lot of heat. They got a lot of heat. I think they got too much heat because I think it looked worse than it actually was.
Yeah,
like his fingers going all crisscross and shit like that. It looked worse. He got released from the hospital like the next day.
Yeah,
or 2 days after. Like
he did.
And he's walking around and shit. So like he's fine. It just looked really bad. And it just happens that he had a concussion the week before.
The week before, yeah. So it was scary though whenever it happened. So I mean, we definitely hope for a speedy recovery for him. But yeah, because honestly, I honestly saw something. He broke like his hands or both of his hands.
Well,
like,
that's what initially, like the people I was around, they were like, yeah, I think he dislocated 2 of his fingers or something. And like we had a football coach that was hanging out with us, and he was like, no, that happens a lot of times when people get like head, neck, or spinal injuries.
Yeah.
And so we were like, oh, that fucking sucks. So, like, it looked bad. It really did. And the, like, initial knee-jerk reactions were bad, which is fine. But it looked a little worse than it actually was.
Yeah.
So
I'm glad, and which I'm glad to see.
Yeah, I am too. But, like, I think let's not overreact here, people. Like, I think people are also using this as a way to attack the NFL. Because like, there's a lot of people that hate the NFL and are just finding any and every way to attack the NFL.
Yeah.
So, like... That's kind of fucked up. That's kind of fucked up. You're going to use somebody's injury to attack the NFL. Like, and the doctor got fired.
Yeah,
like he got fired. Obviously, he had to be.
Yeah, I don't know the whole circumstance with that, but I mean, yeah, it was obviously it was kind of a mob reaction on that one, you know. But so I don't know from the details of it, but as it looks, it probably should have happened.
Yeah. So then Tua's fine. Like I said, he got released from the hospital either the next day or the day after, and he's okay. So, Boom. Crisis averted. All right, let's actually get to the game. Tyler Boyd has a fucking arm. Did you see that dart he threw?
Yes.
That was a nice tight spiral. Like, I'm talking zip on the ball.
Mm-hmm.
Like, and he didn't hesitate either. That was a nice throwing for him. Everything. Did he play college? Did he play quarterback in college or high school?
I know high school, yes. College, I don't know. I'm not. I don't remember them talking about it, and I didn't look it up. But he looked like he could have.
Teddy Bridgewater didn't do terribly. It was just kind of like the life got sucked out of that game when Tua went down. You know what I'm saying? Like it was, sure, it was a decent game, but like you could tell once Tua went down, it was like there was no more fight in Miami. It wasn't like when they started the game.
Yeah, I will say this, but going back to the beginning of the game before that injury, they had a rugby scrum for the first touchdown.
Yeah.
There was a rugby scrum. I think, honestly, because you see a lot of those sometimes where, the running back hits the line and then, like, you get, like, a bunch of linemen back them up or, like, the quarterback or whoever and it just becomes a scrum into the end zone.
The offensive line should get credit for that.
The offensive line should get credit for that.
Yeah.
They should get the touchdown on that part, on that situation.
And you know what? I think the inverse is true for the quarterbacks with the interceptions because Kenny Pickett's interceptions were not his fault. Like
No.
the last one was a Hail Mary into the end zone. Then the first two before that were the receiver's fault.
Yes.
Like they bounced off of them. They should have had it. Now, okay, we should have interceptions that are earned interceptions and unearned interceptions.
Yep.
Just like in baseball.
Yep.
Like you got a pitcher's ERA is his earned run average. Mm-hmm. If someone in the field commits an error and there's a score because of that error, that does not get charged to the pitcher.
No.
It does not get charged to the pitcher's ERA. And I think that's what we should do the same thing for the NFL interceptions because it's misleading. Kenny Pickett had 3 interceptions and all 3 of them weren't his fault.
Yep, that's true.
So they at least the first 2 should have been catches. They should have been completions. I get it. That's what happens on Hail Marys. But we need to start attributing interceptions to wide receivers.
Yeah, we're going to put that on Jeff Bezos and Amazon with next-gen stats.
Yep.
They need to be able to – he needs to throw, like, billions of dollars at it.
Just get that rule changed.
Yes.
I like it. It's because it makes sense, doesn't it?
It does make sense.
It makes sense because there are a lot of interceptions that are not the quarterback's fault.
Yeah.
When you hit a guy in the hands, you can't do anything better. Like you did nothing wrong there.
No.
But you're charged with the interception.
Yeah, like it's your fault.
Like it's your fault. Exactly. And then it goes down on the stat sheet and it looks terrible because you're just like he's had 15 interceptions. Maybe 7 of them weren't even his fault. So he should have 8 earned interceptions.
Yes.
He might have 15 unearned interceptions, but that doesn't matter because those aren't his fault.
Yeah, we solved it.
We solved it. Good deal. All right. You got anything else in this game?
That's about it.
All right. Do you want to do some college?
Yeah, we can wrap up with some college real quick.
We should do a. I want to because I always want to talk more about college than we actually do, but like it's so late when we get to it. We should try and maybe do like a different.
A little short excerpt at the beginning of the week.
Maybe on like Sunday or Monday or something. Like do like a little short college summary.
We'll have to work on something.
We might be able to do that. All right, let's get to some of the games you got.
Okay. Well, we'll start off with the coaching tracker. Paul Christ is out at Wisconsin.
Yes, he got fired.
Yep. And then what is it? I think it's Jim Leonard. Jim Leonard, the defensive coordinator, is in.
Yeah.
Who's actually a pretty hot name for a defensive coordinator. He was definitely going to be somebody up the in the head coaching, carousel for sure. So Wisconsin, I think, just wants to secure that.
You think they just wanted to,
They just wanted to keep him around. Mm-hmm. Then we had Alabama versus Arkansas, 49-26. This ended up being a little bit bigger of a game, more of a mismatch than
Arkansas. Done.
Yeah, a little bit.
That took the Texas A&M game took the life out of them.
Yeah. Bryce Young actually got knocked out of this game. It seems to be a minor injury, but they replaced him with Milroy, who is a straight running back at quarterback. I don't know if you've seen him.
Oh, he's a quarterback, but he looks like a running back.
Oh, he looks like a running back. It's not like a Lamar Jackson where he runs like a running back. He actually looks like a running back.
Like a big stocky guy who can just for some reason throw the football.
And he's just really fast.
Oh, really?
Oh, dude, he is
nice.
absolutely fast as shit. He, I think he broke off for, what was it, a 60-yard run or something like that and just made it look easy.
You know, he was probably smart. He was probably like, I see what's happening in the NFL with running backs. I don't want to do that.
Yeah.
But his mom's like, no, you listen, honey, you're built like a running back. And he's like, I don't care.
No, I see Patrick Mahomes getting his deal, his 10-year deal for $500 million. Like, yeah.
I want to be like that.
I want to get that money.
Yeah. So.
No, very smart.
Because like what year is he? Do you know?
Milroy, I think he's a freshman
young,
or a
right?
sophomore.
So like whenever Patrick Mahomes started playing, he was like in 8th grade.
Yeah.
So he definitely saw that and was like, I want to be like that guy.
Exactly. So, UCLA beats number 15 Washington, Chip
That was
Kelly.
a nice little upset.
Yep. Dorian Thompson-Robinson, the 9th-year senior out of UCLA.
I love that.
He had a great hurdle.
Isn't he like
during
30
that game.
years old or something?
I don't know. He's old, and he's definitely been in the league for a while. He's took advantage of that COVID exemption year. But yeah, Chip Kelly still hanging around. TCU absolutely destroyed, and I mean destroyed, Oklahoma. They were never in that game.
What Oklahoma's done, right? They
At least
gotta
for
like
this year.
They gotta like. Well,
They gotta rally.
I guess it's like he's a first year coach.
Let's put it this way: a lot of people left after Lincoln Riley left.
So they're in rebuilding year.
Yeah, they're technically in rebuilding year.
Okay, that's nice. Oklahoma is they can use that excuse. You know how, because that is the prime example of a team like that's rebuilding. Like they lost a coach, so the Oklahoma fans have that to hang their hat on.
Yep.
They're rebuild. It's a rebuilding year.
Yeah.
And they might need another year next year. They might be able to milk this for 2 years.
Yeah, there's the great contrast of what, let's put it this way, they ran at Clemson, the program they ran at Clemson when Brent Venables was the defensive coordinator,
right,
and the program that Lincoln Riley runs. And so, it takes a coach a couple times or couple years to get transition.
Dude, they might even be able to milk this for 3 years so they can milk it for 2 years, and then they get into the SEC, right? And then they can milk it again. Because they're like, oh, it's transition.
Yeah, but I would pump the brakes a little bit because it is still Oklahoma and they expect, national championships.
I'm just saying the fans can milk it if they want. If they want to. But if they want to, they can milk it.
Yeah. Georgia had quite the scare.
Yeah.
Against, a favorable, Missouri.
Yeah.
I was going to say a formidable opponent, but no, Missouri's not the one that you're struggling, that you have to come back in the fourth quarter.
Yeah, is Georgia just running into these games where they just can't get pumped up for them?
That could be it.
Like they had trouble getting pumped up against Kent State, and I guess they're having trouble getting pumped up against these, because like I guarantee you, once they play like Tennessee or Auburn or somebody like that, their A game's going to show up, and they're going to be like, and then we're going to be like, oh, okay, yeah, this is why they're ranked number 1 in the nation.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, no, that is very true. That's an excellent point. But yeah, they had to get a miracle to get out of that one.
Yeah, or do they play down to their opponent's level?
Yeah, that could be it. Something that honestly Nick Saban struggles with Alabama.
Sometimes, yeah.
Yeah. Kentucky versus Ole Miss.
That was a good one.
That was a great
game.
Top 25 matchup. Ole Miss was a 6.5 favorite in this game, which was crazy.
Yeah, that was a lot.
Yeah.
Especially with them being number 14, number 7.
Yeah, but Kentucky gave this game away, to be honest.
Yeah.
I mean, because they got it all the way down, actually scored the game-winning touchdown, but had called back for an illegal procedure on the offense. And then the next play, basically, because they were down, they only down 3 points, was in field goal range, and then Will Levis fumbles it right at the right in there. Yeah, but that's college football for you. NC State. And Clemson was our only top 10 matchup of the week. Clemson, it was a close game for the most part, but
it's
Clemson,
pretty much what you expected it to be.
Yeah, Clemson pulled away a little bit, 30-20. Kansas is still undefeated. Don't know how.
They have to be in the top 25, right?
I mean, at this point, yeah, you got to. I mean, what is it? 4-0, 5-0? Is it 4-0?
4-0.
Probably 5-0.
5-0 now.
Yeah. So, I mean, shoot, got to do that. The catch of the week had to be Liberty's one-handed catch. I was really upset. I was upset
this.
about the announcer on this. Why? How could he be that monotone with a absolutely gorgeous catch like that? I mean, the guy he snagged it. It's one of those, he didn't have to bring it to his body. He caught it with his hand up, with one hand.
Yeah.
And the guy was like, oh, and there's a one-handed catch for the touchdown. I'm like, come on.
Fuck off.
Give me some Gus Johnson,
I need
you know?
I
Give
need
me
some life.
Yeah, enthusiasm.
Don't be Joe Buck.
No.
Joe Buck 10 years ago.
No.
It's like, ugh, dude.
Yeah.
Come on, man. Beat Tony Romo.
Be Tony Romo.
I want more Tony Romo.
Yes.
That shit gets me pumped up.
Yep. And then to finish up, we had the our game, LSU Auburn.
Every single time these two teams get together, man, there's going to be some fuck shit.
It's always fuck shit.
Always fuck shit. And it's just, it's the reason why I'm going to die early.
Yeah.
This game is going to be the reason why I die early. Like, people are like, what about the Alabama LSU game? Like, no, because like usually with those games, we get beat pretty good.
They're pretty standard.
They're pretty standard. Like, yeah, sure, we'll have like the Coach O's last game was way closer in 2020 than we thought. The 2019 one was awesome, but for the most part, it's gonna be like these like grind out games, or Alabama's just gonna smoke us. That's just kind of how it goes.
Yeah.
But Auburn, LSU. That's when the fuck shit happens.
Like, the line was -8 for LSU. Like, you just got to hammer. You got to hammer. Like, if the line is not like if the line is like not -3 or less, like, you just hammer whatever that distance is.
Yes.
Because it's going to be just like close, and it's just going to be ridiculous.
Yeah. Why this was one where Vegas doesn't mess up very, very much, but this is one that Vegas messed up with big time, because if you look at any, like, the history of these games, we could probably look up the stats, but like, these games are always, you just look at the history for the last 15 years. You can go back 20 years.
They're just weird.
They're weird games, and they're always very, very close.
Yeah. And then what I was gonna say, and this one, like, every team, both teams were just giving the game away.
Oh yeah,
they were just kept giving the game away. They had a muff punt, and then follow up with a fumble, which we were about to seal the game.
Yeah,
and then there was also a couple of interceptions as well. It just seemed like everybody was giving the game away, and then LSU's Greg Brooks just took the game away.
Yes.
He absolutely honey badgered, whatever you want to call it, took the game away.
I like it. We'll call it honey badgered. Yeah.
He kind of has the same look. He's a little bit short in stature. He's got the same little armbands as well. We'll give him a Honey Badger Jr. name.
Honey Badger Jr. There's only one Honey Badger, which he got an interception today or Sunday.
Yep.
But yeah, we can't do Honey Badger Jr. But like, we could say it was Honey Badger-esque.
Honey Badger-esque.
Yeah,
I like that.
But yeah, hey. LSU we still here, baby. We still here. And I think we're getting better and better every week.
Yeah. So,
Jaden Daniels probably could throw the ball a little better, but he's athletic enough to make it work so far.
He's improving.
He is improving. Keyshawn Boutte doesn't seem like he has an attitude as much anymore, and Malik Neighbors has improved a lot.
Yeah. So, I like it. I like us moving forward. We got a big matchup next week with Tennessee. So
I'm fucking stoked. I hope we can find tickets for that.
Yeah, if we do, we're gonna have to maybe do some streaming on it, or do a video collage.
Yeah, I like it.
So,
you got anything else?
That's about it.
Alrighty, well, we will see y'all
next week. Hopefully we'll be able to get something in on like Sunday or Monday for a college summary, because I do want to talk a little bit more, because that was kind of like a general overview, but I want to talk a little bit more. But yeah,
we'll see y'all next week for sure, next Wednesday.
Love y'all.
Later.